What up, Wheatfield? It's your girl Lottie here at Tears of Wheat Tarot Show. When you show enough, never know what you're gonna get. Today is 1/15/2026, and we are bringing a message from today's evening live, 1/15/2026. I don't remember the name. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Spirit, it says "Work with me," Spirit said. So that's the name of the video, the live "Work with Me." And Spirit pointed out a hidden message within the message at about the 42:27 minute mark. And they said in that message for somebody to pay attention to numbers. So 4 and 2 is 6, 2 and 7 is 9. So 6 to 9, and 6 and 9 is a mirroring number. So if y'all can see that, right? 69 is also the Cancer zodiac sign. And I'm seeing the Chariot. And it's something with making sure everything is all good, like spelled right, so that you can move forward. And we were getting some sort of resistance or somebody trying to bind your forward progression. Well, that's what we picked up in the hidden message. It was a series of cards. It was the Knight of Cups. What was it? 8 of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. And it was the Devil card. And I remember seeing the Wheel of Fortune. So I don't remember if the Wheel of Fortune was first or last. But I feel like the Knight of Cups, they told us it was a soul contract to work with 8 of Pentacles. Work. And they're saying 430RK 4, and it's given TDETROIT. So Detroit could be significant. We know that our hometown is Detroit. So I don't know why it's like that. Maybe somebody's circling the city. Something going around the city. So something could be going around the city. Well, if it's anything about us personally, because we know that we are a part of the wheat field, but that could be true. And if that be true, then the Spirit may want to give us a message about what's going around the city. So take it will resonate. I already feel like, again, like we always say, every message is going to be self-edifying first and foremost, so that we can be spiritually strengthened, be aware of, just to be aware. So we can be protected. The Most High God protects us. We can increase our aura. We can transmute negative energy. And whatever comes out, we always speak to the general principles, right? Because as we are strengthening, we are able to bear our yoke and we overflow. We pray that it goes out into the wheat field and it helps and reaches another person that may need to hear it, to see it, to receive it, right? To be spiritually strengthened and edified, to bear the yoke that they have been called to bear, And so hopefully you will overflow and we meet in the middle for the sake of the general principle, right? So as we all experience, as one experience, we all experience, we can all learn and grow. If I have gone through something, I would want to share it with others, whatever the Spirit tells me, and we learn together, for the benefit of the whole week. So let's jump into it. Thank y'all so much for sitting with us as we explore this hidden message. And yeah, thank y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Tears of Wheat Tarot Show, where you show enough never know what you're going to get out of the boxes. Egg on their face, beloved. So we're going to leave this right here. Yes. Wheel of Fortune. Egg on their face. So something with Wheel of Fortune and egg being on somebody's face. I feel like we kind of need to see this. Calypso. Kiwi lemonade. Not so obvious combination. We see reconciliation. Hiding feelings. Spotlight. Unseen or not seen, tangled love, 2 people, unemployed, right place at the right time, Opposites attract. Thank you, Spirit. Which would you like? None of them. Right place at the right time. Okay. Alignment, divine timing, something that was meant to be. Thank you, Spirit, for revealing unto us. Conflict resolution. Ooh, making amends, rebuilding trust, positive outcome. This, yep, high value. The Empress. And that feels good. That feels like good energy. Thank you, Spirit. High vibrational energy only. I'm hearing angelic attunement, definitely very high vibrational, high value. Yeah, high vibe. My ears are ringing too, so it's definitely something with that. Something on the bottom. Well, there ain't nothing up underneath there. They want me to show y'all the bowl. It's something up underneath. Sitting. Oh, on a cushy seat. High value. Right place at the right time. Divine timing, conflict resolution. Ooh, dating, new love coming in. Love it. Spirit said, coming clean, and somebody popping up, an unexpected visit. We got a split. Controversy. See what's cycling, what's going around. Love that last. I'm hearing shit going down. Egg on their face. Somebody got egg on their face. Someone's forgiving you, letting go, peace, spiritual release. I'm hearing spiritual release. Looking within. So somebody has had a spiritual release there and looking within. Or I'm definitely giving for self, right? Because they did say this was resonating for us, the hidden message. So take it how it resonates. We reading it how we feel it. Somebody definitely got egg on their face. That's the challenge. And somebody was playing mind games. And that was a part of the read. And look, self-love coming through. This was a part of the read. So if y'all go back to that message, 1/15/2026 in Spirit, the name of the title of the live on the live tab is Work With Me, Spirit said. And we were picking up resistance, like somebody who had experienced a lot of resistance in collaborating and working with a certain person or people or just in general. That was like the general principle. Working with the Spirit, working within self, going within, getting to know yourself, becoming very intimate. And we did pick up a narcissistic person, and we talked about gaslighting. We talked about, maybe having some trauma from somebody that played mind games and maybe coming out not being trusting. Now, we will say that we have dealt with a narcissist before. We've openly talked about it on the channel. So that's, something that definitely does resonate with us. So when we realized too that dealing with that person helped deepen our awareness of self and open up gifts and help us balance out our energy, we became grateful for the experience. Yeah, opposites attract. Right? Different beliefs, insane attraction, balancing each other out. It definitely helped us balance ourselves out and love ourselves. Right? Intimate connection. So I do keep feeling that pop-up card. I keep feeling energy on it. Feeling it again. A real connection, affection, sparks flying. So somebody could be, we be getting the energy, you know what I mean? Like, eventually we want to be in a relationship. So, yeah, red flags. Vibes in sync. Forever kind of love. And a pop-up visit. Oh, shit. We do see guilt, stress, anxiety, remorseful or ashamed. We picked up a couple things, like, I don't know, anybody that doesn't struggle with something in terms of self, whether it's body image, like certain things that we always want to work on. Like we always want to, who don't want to grow their glutes and tone their legs and get their, self back to where, their optimal self. Somebody is unemployed. I know that's not us. And somebody living beyond their means. We definitely are working on financial health. Really committed this time. Really committed to financial health, being in it for the long run. And somebody hitting rock bottom. That's I don't know who that is. It's definitely giving Four of Cups energy, like karma, legal trouble, right? And somebody snooping. And drive-by is on this card. I don't know if y'all can see this, but in that message, we talked about somebody might be trying to drive through your neighborhood. So if somebody driving around our neighborhood, that'd be like, wow. Growing together, share journey, lessons learned, so soul bond. And that's what the soul bond was, like that soul contract we talked about. And with the GPs, look how it's written, how Spirit wrote soul contract, and then they wrote GPs. Don't they look like GPS? Like somebody could be riding around, trying to find somebody. And we did talk about our narcissist in our testimony, like this person got ghost, like they absconded and they got ghost. So it is a legal issue, and I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they stalking me on social media, snooping, if they trying to figure out where I am, like they could be trying to circle the city. I don't know what's going on. I mean, that's my hometown. And look, spiritual attack. And we talked about spiritual attack at the end of the live. And so we left a comment on the live for somebody, for at the 42:27 mark, we picked up this hidden message. And so Spirit called us to read it, and we see it's unfolding. And at the end of the message, we actually thought we were done at the end of the live, and we kind of started to wrap it up there, but we actually went into another portion of the reading of the message Spirit gave us, and we pulled out the Evil Eye Oracle. And we did pick up a person that was doing dark magic on the week, so we picked up an air sign and an earth sign. But you never know what's in a person's birth chart, and sometimes it could be how the person, again, is attacking you. So spiritual attack. So say if a person coming through as an air sign, they may not necessarily be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Like their birthday may not align with that. They could have several placements in their birth chart that align with mostly air. Instead of this person being truthful in their communication, they could be a liar, right? So they may not be an air sign in general. They could just be using the energy of air in a very negative way, which means they're lying, they're saying things that are not true, they're distorting the truth. They could be playing mind games right here with the mind games. They could be a person that tests you, tests your boundaries. They could be very over analytical. They could be emotionally unavailable. And we picked up a narcissist again. So emotionally unavailable, gaslighting, a person that would test your boundaries. They play mind games. And they play the long run. They could, because it's always chess, not checkers. Red flags. And we see signs, evidence, cheating, deception. Is definitely some deception here. Now, what we don't know is, are the red flags that I could potentially see in another person, are they true, or are they a result of what has already happened? Is it the result of a spiritual attack? Because that's what we picked up. So, unknown caller. Fake text numbers, spam numbers playing on the phone. So, I have received spam numbers. I have received, yeah, look, some, people call and they don't say shit. Yeah, spiritual release, just wanted to slide off the fucking deck. I don't know, yeah, envy is coming through. Black magic, see? I told you, spiritual attack. Spirit is telling us that we are being spiritually attacked. And we know in this realm of what, operating in the spirit, we could be attacked by multiple people, not just people that we were in relationship with. You get attacked by people you were in relationship all the time. Unless y'all move away from each other and it's amicable and peace, most people experience some sort of most people experience some sort of black magic. It's the art of how a person speaks about you, always speaking death and endings over you. I can't, this, that, all of their emotions that's coming from that negative vibration. So we see sick and tired, over it, moving on, decision made, and we do see repetitive cycle. We did break the cycle, right? Childish, immature, insecure, verbal conflicts, mental victim mentality. Yeah. So we do know the person that we were married to that was a narcissist has victim mentality. We know our father, who is a narcissist, has victim mentality as well. Right? Cold shoulder, toxic love, patterns, addictions, manipulation, and dysfunction. And look, we see an X, the X. So this could be multiple spiritual attacks. Like my dad and I definitely don't get along. I'm really kind of estranged from that side of my family. So any one of them could be just saying things like talk, conversation that may not always be positive. So all of those, in my opinion, are spiritual attacks. People could, say whatever they want to say, but it is what it is. Look, a message. Yeah, apology, meeting up, heart-to-heart conversation. Spirit said no. I don't know if anybody wants to come and have a conversation, but I feel like I've done a very good job at communicating where there's nothing that needs to be said. Somebody is hiding their true feelings, though. Deep mixed signals, deep emotions, secret love, cold and detached, and cold. So somebody may have something to say because either I am cold and detached, or maybe they feel like I'm cold and detached or something. I'm not for sure. Distractions. I just feel like people just, have deep emotions. Like people feel what they feel and they feel it deeply. They're connected to their emotions. And everybody is entitled to feel how they feel. Your emotions is validated, right? I move away with forgiveness. You know what I mean? I always issue forgiveness. That's the spiritual release, right? Working for freedom and peace. And, and a lot of that comes with transmuting the energy. Some of the things we speak about from a testimonial standpoint is because we feel like it would help other people, Yeah, intimacy. And we talked heavy about intimacy. Oh my goodness, y'all, this card coming out is so prominent. 1822, we got to write that down, right? Because 1 and 8 breaks down to 9, 2 and 2 breaks down to 4, 9 and 4 breaks down to 13, which is a 4. So it's definitely something about coming to stability and coming to balance, right? Coming together. And we talk so much about balancing out your divine masculine and divine feminine energy. Making sure that we are not hyper independent, that we are not hyper masculine is coming through, like over masculine energy. That's the thing about being in your boss mode, high value. You got to get it, you love it on yourself, you know what I mean, and really coming into your fullness. And some people we had to come to balance with our ability to sit in our divine feminine and masculine energy where we were not hyper masculine, having to deal with so many things and respond and grow back from and do it, on our own. We learned to sit in a place of control and authority, right? And to balance that, has been a lesson, and we've been able to overcome it and, you know, work our way through it. We're growing every day, 1%. Nobody perfect, but we definitely in a much better balanced position, right? Yeah, soul searching, doing the inner work. Like, we all got to do the inner work. And a part of the inner work is speaking truth to power. So when I speak about the testimony, it's really just for that. Deuces. You know what I mean? It's like not no way of like saying I want to hold on to anything, like, see, thinking of anybody. No. It's like to transmute the energy. It's a way of cleansing the soul. It's a way of changing it, taking the pain and moving it to purpose through the art of testimony. And even if I'm passionate when we speak about it, it's not because I'm holding on to anger. Yeah, Netflix and chill is in reverse, no contact. We ain't Netflix and chilling with nobody but ourselves, us and our spirit team. But somebody could be lying about something, Netflix and chilling, no contact. We talked about the cosmic nudge in that reading too, so that's really a thing. Following the signs and reminders also came through. Somebody in a firestorm, and it's given under the table. So it's definitely somebody. Desperation, self-sabotage, life in flames, breaking point. Life is not in flames. Like, not for us. I mean, everybody go through things, but maybe it's past tower moment energy. Soul searching, past tower moment. Thank you, Spirit. Help us. What is it that we need to see? Toxic environment. And this did come through. Bad advice, low vibrational energy, emotional leeching, karmic relationships, and avoidance. Yeah, definitely avoiding that. Ghosting and hiding, conflicted, no. Introspection, yes. Feeling guilty, no. Unfinished business, though. So somebody feel like something's not finished. Somebody may want to come clean and say something. Confess, open up, being truthful, raw emotions. But that's a part of what we were saying. It's not just about coming clean, but it is about being truthful and displaying raw emotion, opening up about things. If that be the case, pictures are coming through and we see thinking of you. Somebody, I don't know if there is a person, if there is, guidance. Somebody may be guided to do something out of guilt. I don't feel like Netflix and chill. Lying about their whereabouts. Spending time with somebody else. Friends with benefits and sneaking around. I don't know who the fuck this Netflix and chill. Maybe the spirit is trying to spill the beans about, somebody I was with. Like, maybe they were cheating or doing some other shit. They was out, sneaking around. Maybe they had another person or friends with benefits, or maybe they were spending time with somebody else or lying about where they were at. I'm getting a yes on lying about where they were at and sneaking around. But the spiritual attack is here. But it's like, if they were on some third party shit and we ain't together anyway, why the fuck are they attacking me? Have at what you got, because you got what you obviously need. I'm just saying. Pop up visit for what? An unexpected visit? Taking a risk, facing a fear, pushing through their emotions. A love that lasts, timeless, real, and deep affection. Hell no. Not no past shit. Oh, hell to the no. Please don't do it. Not anybody that I've been with. Like, relationship. Like, we was together. No. Learned those lessons. Absolutely the fuck up. Look at this shit pop up. Come right the fuck back. Spirit. Oh, my goodness. Look, a real fucking reunion. You teamwork. Love, this had to be somebody that we couldn't work together. We through together through it all. Partnerships, we got this. I pray this is me and my spirit team. Nope, this is somebody else. It's something that somebody want to meet up. An apology, heart. I can't even fathom who this would be. Heart repair, healing, love wins, building trust. I don't know. Somebody want to Netflix and chill. They gonna be sneaking around and lying about where they really at. No contact. Block. Separation. Disagreement. Silent treatment. They might fuck around and block their damn phone or some shit. Are they blocked on our phone? No. Is it somebody Broken mirrors, turmoil, triggers, lessons, addictions, awakening. Somebody bell. Where's the bell? We gotta ring the bell. Somebody going through an awakening. Who is this? Spotlight, popular platform. We do see narcissists and somebody that loves attention. That's over here. They say spirit guide us, protection, and signs you're being guided. And look at the guidance showing up. Y'all see that? And when we turn the deck, we got a split. So let's see. Guilt. Somebody feel guilty. What is this? Push and pull, controlling unbalanced, pride and ego, power struggle. Caught, busted, detective work, secrets exposed, surprise and shock. What is this? Peaceful vibes? Yes, that's what we all about. No more drama, calm mind, soul alignment. Them damn lessons is learned. It, like I said, no, but somebody being sneaky or something. Oh, look, with the Netflix and chill. Desire. Contemplation. Somebody unsure. Sketchy. Lies. Somebody busted. Oh shit. So one of the, I told you air, energy, right? Because didn't we say that in the last reading, Spirit said that somebody, it was like a negative air sign, but we picked up that it doesn't have to be an air sign. It could just be somebody that's lying. They are using the element of air, and air is your word, is what you are saying, what you are speaking. It's also your thoughts. See, back together. Somebody is thinking about a fresh start, a second chance, because they wouldn't let me say the other word. They said second chance. And look, it's a good vibes only. Good vibes only. And that's what came out. Peaceful vibes. So somebody knows, and that's the crazy thing, because anybody knows me to knows that I'm not on no rah-rah shit. First of all, my heart is really not like that. I've always been a person that I fight for other people before I would fight for myself, and I had to learn how to be broken from that to stand up for me. And that was a part of what, a lot of my relationships were about from my teens until recently, like with that last narcissist that really awakened me. And even since then, like relationship dynamics where I had to hold my boundaries or speak truth to power, and to be unafraid to do that, to stand in my truth and be authentic, whether it's in my personal life, my professional life, my spiritual life, because the service for us is first and foremost. The other things that we do are secondary to doing this, and the spirit compensates us with the opportunity to do everything else. Right? Love that lasts. So there is an opportunity here, I see, for a love that lasts, like real love, deep affection. I feel that within myself as I have balanced out my energy. But it's something else right here. A forever kind of love. So I don't know. Maybe it is something. We do see hurting, depressed, pain, sorrow, feeling rejected. There was definitely a time in the past that I felt like that. Maybe somebody wants me to feel like that. Spiritual attack. I don't. I mean, for the most part, I don't. I've always, had the spiritual support, but baby daddies and shit like that. Like my oldest daughter, her dad was like, "Fuck you, bitch, I'm not doing it." First, it was my dad. He was like, "Fuck y'all." He was highly abusive to my mom, and I tell anybody that dude was a fucking narcissist. You know what I'm saying? We had family curses and all kinds of things that contributed to him being the way that he was. But at the end of the day, that man right there? I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, if anybody asks me, my opinion, he should be ashamed of his goddamn self, because it was just so much that he did to cause hurt and trauma between my mom, my sister, me, so many other family secrets. It's like, dude, and then he... You know how people go to jail and come out and be all like holier than thou, and just disavowing his own seed is where it breaks down to. A person that could do so much in their redemption, in terms of like their recovery, they prioritize their own well-being over making restitution to those that they hurt, and they sit in some sort of I'm hearing disavow themselves of any responsibility for the hurt and the pain and the trauma that they caused at their own hand. Now, I'm not a person to think that this man should suffer for the rest of his life, but I do feel like, he did not put in the effort that he needed, anywhere near the effort to make amends for the hurt and the trauma and the pain that he caused. That shit spans at least 2 generations, and he has not done anything in regards to repairing that. If anything, his energy has been placed on recovering his own life, where he fucked up the first half of it plus, and then decided that he was gonna take the other half and just focus on himself. So you just been selfish as the fuck your whole fucking life, right? And not to say that when your children are adults and you have grandchildren that you should just dedicate your life to them. But no, he dedicated his life to his new wife and raising her kids and said fuck his own seed. So whatever he get is his business. You can't get respect when you never put respect in. You can't get energy or fruit from a lot that you never sowed into. So if you didn't sow shit, then you don't reap shit. And so if you sowed in somebody else's shit and you don't get what you think you should get out of it, then that's your fucking fault. And that's how I feel about that. I do feel like he should have that type of energy, but it's not me to call that. I just had to address the shame within self that resulted from being his fucking kid. Truthfully, spirit got us. So we had to understand that we had a spiritual daddy, the Omega. And once we understood the principle of the Yang energy, the Omega energy, when we understood the energy of the Alpha, our Divine Mother, then we were able to go into the practice and the ability of, being reparented, to be regrounded in spiritual principle. Shit, my grandparents were in the church and we had a family church, but shit, the money that we had in the family wasn't good money. That shit was tainted like a motherfucker. It was drug money back then and it's liquor money now, so whatever the fuck ever. We do see these just flipped over. Distractions, vibe and sync, thinking of you, and we see soul contract. And look, making it rain. Money. The family did have money back in the day. They did. They generated money, but it was all ill-gotten. A lot of people went to jail. A lot of people lives ended up in the way that it did. And the family worked together to do it. I just wasn't on that type of money, on that type of time. 13, 4, like more different type of stability. And so because I don't operate in certain type of ways, trying to maintain, trying to do something different, then of course sometimes I get labeled as this, that, and the other in my family, but that's because I'm one of the black sheep. I'm not the black sheep, right? It's plenty of us in our family that are doing things different. I'm just one of them. I don't know if there's many of us that's very vocal about some of the shit we went through. That's probably not. See the losses, the shit that we went through, like talk about it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people, sweep shit underneath the rug and choose not to deal with it. Yeah, 6 of Swords. So it's like 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. To talk about the things that hurt, to talk about the losses. And I feel like there's a spiritual attack that wants me to lose, right? Lose out on the opportunity to move towards peace. But it's like, the fact that I move in peace, it's what pulls me forward. The spirit does. It's 3 birds here. The spirit got me. So somebody could be trying to do some binding work. We've been picking up black magic. Right, so thank you, Spirit, for making us aware. The binding work, definitely air energy. Something said with the tongue. 7 of Swords, lies. Lies and deceit, treachery. See? But there's feathers flying out. And the spirit always knows. And if you have the ability for spiritual discernment, look, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And they said that Knight of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, toxic energy. So working with the devil. Ace of Cups, love is down here. Spiritual gifts, awakening. 8 of Pentacles. What's that? Wheel of Fortune. They said it. Look, World card. I thought it's a doorway. Judgment. And 2 of Pentacles. Spirit called us to watch the intros to Kung Fu Panda 4. And Kung Fu Panda 4, with the whole thing was like choosing a successor or somebody like that, for, to pass down some sort of spiritual gifts and spiritual knowledge, right? And the crazy thing is that I think I've told y'all before is that my dad is also spiritually gifted. And I think in our lineage, I don't know if it was my grandfather or what, but like my dad has even mentioned this to me before, that he was tapped, like he had the call to go into some sort of ministry. And it was so funny because I remember when he said, I don't know, I'm getting the energy of like being stabbed in the back right now. Something about this Seven of Swords and being stabbed in the back. But he told me this time where like he was told that he had to call to go into ministry and he didn't. And he is a pretty good speaker. Like he's very passionate. He's a good orator, right? But he opened up a liquor store. And he said to me, and I even said it to him, what about your calling, right? You were called to speak and to help heal people, because coming out of recovery and all the shit, we tried to make some reconciliation, but it just didn't last. Like his core had not changed. So it was still the same toxic shit. But anywho, he denied that calling of oration to help souls heal from recovery from the same shit he had been delivered from, for profit, to sell liquor. And he said that he would counsel them in the liquor store. Ace of Wands. And the thing about it with Kung Fu Panda is that they were passing down a wand to somebody that was younger, like a successor, somebody that's gifted to pass down the gift. So what I'm picking up, so say if my dad is a gifted one and he was supposed to pick up a mantle because my granddad was a pastor, my grandmother was a pastor, so maybe, between our lineage, I don't know which side was it, my granddad's side, the paternal, or my grandmother's side, the maternal, where the gift flowed through. But I know my dad is gifted too, and so am I. And if he was supposed to speak and help lift up souls, then was he supposed to help train me? Was he supposed to help support me? Or were we supposed to do anything together? Because he always talked about us doing work together, but we could never collaborate because he was always on some shady shit. They books wouldn't be right. Shit would be cooked. Shady backdoor deals. And that's what we end up falling out about my sister's funeral. They swear they had to hook up on, he did, and he had to hook up on this and that, but it was a whole thing. They were going to cancel my sister's wake the day of because the bill wasn't paid, because he prioritized his liquor distribution over paying for my sister's services. And it was the intention and the passion. Like, he was so adamant about his dreams of his liquor store being successful over honoring my sister, his daughter, the one that he traumatized. I just couldn't believe it. I was floored. Like, you were supposed to be our protector, and you hurt her and me, my mom, like in the worst ways that you could possibly hurt a person. And for him to honor his liquor business over her homegoing was just like the ultimate. And then at the end, he dismissed my mother's wishes. My sister was scattered and broken from the trauma he caused, and he turned around and separated her remains and passed her out through the fucking family. I was so pissed. He didn't even call my mom and ask her. And then I had a conversation with a person about it. Like, he could do that. He is her father. I'm like, he never fucking took care. He hurt her, and he didn't come back into our life until my sister was in her 40s, 50s, like damn near. She passed before she turned 50. No, she didn't. She was 50. But it's just the point. Like, she was good and grown, and he never really made amends. So all of that to say, like, she felt like a flying monkey to me. Not like a monkey, but like a narcissistic person. They have people in their camp that fucking be up underneath their thumb with some shit. Like, when you cannot accept the fact that this person caused so much pain, and look at their intention, their desires, their fucking motives. It wasn't to heal. Wasn't to heal what he damaged. It was for him to have some sort of life for himself. His passion and desire is all about greed and how he looks as an individual versus what it really is. And I cannot stand the fuckery, the illusion. It's fake to me. It's not real. It's such false leadership. And I feel like him as being a leader in our family is just a tragedy. In my opinion, it really is. It's a fucking tragedy. Because he's not leading with honor and integrity and ethics or any of that shit. If anything, he's just perpetuating the same fuck shit that caused them to lose so much wealth in the first place. So if we're looking to break the generational curse of establishing wealth and legacy, that's definitely not the way to do it. And I could be wrong. Look, success. Six of Wands. That shit is not the way to do it. So here I am as this little bitty ass page, or people trying to do magic on me, and betrayers, magician, Ten of Swords. Why? Five of Cups. I don't know if they feel a kind of way or whatever. I don't. If anything, it's a little bit passionate, a lot of bit passionate, because that's a part of my journey. Four of Cups, right? It's like, take that pain and transmute it to purpose. If it helps to tell my story that I was raised by a nurse, that I wasn't raised by, we was only with him until I was 5. Yeah, 5 of Cups. It was some 5 and long years, right? But if it's our story, our destiny to tell what it looks like to have a narcissistic father, to have all of these things that happen, these events, and what it looks like, how you could choose a partner that represents that same type of energy because you don't recognize the need to heal from it, right? You can miss out on opportunities for yourself if you don't heal, if you don't learn, if you don't study. Not just study yourself, but energy. It's something about toxicity. Because the same way that my mom was with my dad, they grew up together, though. They have a different dynamic. Their relationship is not me and my dad's relationship the same way my sister and my dad's relationship is not ours. I speak, what I speak according to what she tells me to say on her behalf. So I do that. We channel that. The Alpha Omega calls us to speak on certain principles. Yeah, Ten of Wands on those struggles. I remember that when my mom left my dad. I remember her throwing garbage bags of clothes out the fucking window. Us, getting out the house and going to, my stepdad, who's my brother's father. And, that was the only good male father role model that we had experienced. King of Swords. There's definitely lies here being told. King of Swords in reverse. A fucking liar. And a King of Swords in reverse is definitely giving narcissistic energy. So, it is what it is. Opportunity. Right? And this is a person, look, divine feminine. And they're giving it to us up like, yes, us. 10 of Pentacles, yes, trying to create, birth, good money, good legacy. And look, missing out on opportunities. 4 of Cups. I'm not going to miss out on opportunities, and maybe it is a miss out on opportunities, truthfully, because if everything was on the up and up, then we would collaborate. I would collaborate with that side of my family. If my dad was a fucking narcissist, then I probably would, but no, I don't care, and it doesn't even matter. Oh my God, y'all, this time, this shit tripped me out. This was before my sister passed, and so we were kind of trying to figure out the relationship dynamics and if we could have a relationship, and whatever that was, it was the semblance of a relationship. He told me he wanted me to help him get the license for a liquor store or something like that, or be so that I can be 20 or 25% partner in the business, so that I can then have a right to my inheritance. Are you the same man that has never done anything for me in my entire fucking life since ever? Like never? And you have the nerve to try to gaslight me to put some shit in my motherfucking name in terms of a liquor license, to give it to you so that you can run it, so I can have a piece of an inheritance? that shit blew my mind. Like, I couldn't even believe that he had said it. So my response was, I didn't expect to get shit from you ever. So I don't feel like I need to do anything to get anything from you ever, period. If you wanted to make amends and just like put me in your goddamn inheritance because I'm your fucking kid and you've never did shit for me in my entire life. Like, you can shit. You don't even fucking pay me. Pay my mama back. My mama raised me and my sister and my brother, three of us, and three of her sister's children. So 6 of us damn near by her fucking self trying to figure out how to fucking make it and feed all of us. He ain't never paid a dime of fucking child support for me or my sister. You talking about a fucking inheritance? You can get that money to my mama. Then he can give that right to his baby mama. Because she the one that needed that shit. Fuck. I don't want your dirty ass money giving me fucking stress and shit in my goddamn life. Hell nah. 9 of Cups. So somebody could definitely want stress. This could be a person that delights in stress. You know what I mean? 9 of Wands. Yeah, they are stubborn. They hold on to this fucked up, stressful, toxic ass mindset. They delight in it. And that's what he could be worried about, is just being rich. I remember he used to say that all the time. He wanted to be like my uncle, who was like the head of the family at a certain time. So he been riding my uncle dick his whole fucking life and trying to be who my uncle was, but he could never. Page of Swords. He could never. You know, and even still, you know, take the lesson from my uncle. It's not like everything that he had acquired through ill-gotten gains is still standing, right? All of that legacy was lost because fuck that money. I mean, ill money, ill gains. It don't last. 8 of Wands. That shit fails. So it's like, instead of taking a lesson and not going down that road, but they don't do this no more. It's not like, you know, the type of money that it used to be. Y'all know what it is. It was street money, you know, and you flip it, you buy houses, you buy businesses to watch the money. This shit is so motherfucking old. Folks is dead and it's well past statute of limitations. My dad done did time. He was damn near a lifetime fucking felon, 3-strike felon. Went to prison and got out. So he lucky. But the thing is, where's the lesson that he learned? It was not just like doing a retail store, not just through counseling and helping people recovery. Oh, that wasn't enough money. He needed to be rich. He needed to be wealthy. So why not go get the thing that makes people wealthy in the hood? Let's go get a liquor store. It's not selling drugs. It's legal. But shit, just because alcohol is legal is not like it's something that is not addictive, that it doesn't destroy the mind or the body. So instead of you helping people come away from addictions because he was an addict that swears he had some spiritual experience in prison, not to turn wicked. He doesn't feel like denying his children is wicked. He doesn't feel like putting his liquor distribution, which is poison to his people. And I'm not saying I don't drink, because I do. But if you're supposed to be so suchy muchy, then you probably should watch what you do, right? Because he said he had that experience, not me. So I definitely feel it's some fucking fuckery with this whole situation. Justice. See, everybody get they shit. They do. And I told him, fuck him and all of that shit way back when. So I know this is not no person coming around to talk to me. But they damn sure could be sending negative energy. That's the one who fucking wife wanted to come to my house. And I told y'all about that shit. And I was like, hell no, she can't cross my fucking threshold. And I actually didn't even say that. I just answered politely, no. No. Mixed signals. Why? Because if I'm in the same vicinity and I'm cordial, but why would you ever want to come to my goddamn house? Yo, the man I just described to you, his wife wanted to come to my house for a fucking party. And because I told her, my auntie gonna ask me can she come? No. She don't think that she's, what did she say? She don't think that she's invited. The bitch knows she wasn't invited. Why would she want to be invited? Why would this man that I just described to y'all, why would his wife want to come to my house when we're estranged? We don't fucking talk. Why would you want to just come and be a fucking monitoring spirit and see what the fuck is going on in my house? You shouldn't even want to come to my house. It should be very fucking uncomfortable to your spirit to come up over here and be in my energy, in my home, and in my peace. That is so hella weird. So because I text my auntie and said no, she's not invited, my auntie stopped talking to me. Her and my cousin, and they all fucking decided, two of swords, not to come. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So whatever we said, when I said no, actually the next day, the day of the party, I was calling to find out whether they were going to come and putting messages in the group chat, and they all decided to ignore me and ghost me in the party after I had confirmed food and everything and spent all this money to accommodate and to host. And so instead, they all went together to the park and put pictures on Facebook and said, this is what we all do together. So it's not about loyalty. It's just about how people do shit to put it in your face to make you feel a kind of way. So since that is where it's at, that's where it stayed. The decision was made. Knight of Swords, we move forward. Like, it's nothing to keep on moving. And it's not, again, with no malice or no shit. It just, I know what it is. It's toxic. I had to move away from it. I can't connect to that. And I'm not going to allow anybody to make me feel a kind of way because I don't want to give lovers, partnership, Six of Pentacles, exchange energy with that person. King of Wands. I'm a leader of my own, right? The Emperor is here. And see, it's something about that control and authority that for some reason I feel like they look up to that shit. But that's they gig. They like it. I fucking, have at it. I that's just it. Queen of Cups. I can't even say I love it because, I would wish more, And I always try to stay connected to my family, but it is what it is. My auntie was the only thing that really connected me to my dad after my grandma passed. It was my auntie and my grandma, and after that, my granddad passed when I was 9. So, that connection was severed pretty young. But after that, it was my auntie and, my auntie and my grandma. So I feel my granddad with me all the time, like his spirit always with me to come and give me guidance. We always like right here. So whichever way I need to go, he be taking me. He be driving chariot. Told y'all we wrote it down. See? I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh, there it is. Cancer, chariot. So Cancer, Queen of Cups is here. All those cups, Ace of Cups, it's something else. 10 of Pentacles and family. I don't know if it's something about legacy or something coming through the family tree. Do have psychic gifts, right? Chariot. But my granddad always, he used to love to drive, and he had this blue, I don't know if it was a Cadillac. I can't remember the brand. It might have been an Oldsmobile. I'm seeing an Oldsmobile. So it might have been an Oldsmobile or something like that. Strength. And he used to drive that car. But I know he gives me strength, right? Plans, help us to accomplish the plans, maybe balance, and even money, legacy, and do it the right way so that it's lasting. Yeah, new energy, the Fool, and look, the Four of Pentacles, zeroing out something and controlling our own energy. Yeah, the World card, it opens up a door. Look, King of Pentacles. It could be opening the door to more. It could be connection, relationship. I don't know what they're leading me towards. It feels good, though. See, 4 of Wands. It could even be business. Instead of 4 of Cups, it could be 4 of Wands. It could be celebration, where instead of missing out on opportunities, right? I'm hearing Spirit Team, Knight of Swords. So it could be something that they are fighting for. So that's one spiritual attack for sure that I feel. And it doesn't have to be intentional, right? It really doesn't. It could just be a different in belief systems. Like, I'm a person that uses cards, right? And they could, go back into something else that's more, religious based. I'm not a religious person. I don't work in a church. The same way my grandfather worked in a church because he was a pastor. I'm not in a church. So it could be a lot of things that's bottled up in this. I could just be bougie. I could just be different. I could be too much snotty nose up in the air. I don't know what the fuck people would say about me. It could be so many things. I could make up a whole bunch of shit that I could think of a person that would say about me. And I may not be right about none of it. I could be all the way the fuck wrong. But these cards ain't. What we at? 54, 56. I'm hearing second attack. Because we already see justice down there. Love me like you do. We do feel like, it's something. Because, look, I don't know if y'all can see this with the Ace of Wands. So it's something with magic. I do see against money. I saw the Five of Cups. I saw the Eight of Swords. That's not good. Three of Swords. Justice. High Priestess. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Look, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. We do see Hermit, in the Sun. We just talked about getting out and getting into the Sun out of the Hermit, Knight of Wands, breaking out energy into happiness. We do see Justice, Four of Wands is coming through, and we just saw the Four of Wands in the other deck. So that's affirming itself. Justice, Stability, Three of Cups. I don't know if Three of Cups is celebration. We do see Empress energy, Divine Feminine. Being able to rest, self-love, high value, valuing self, pouring into self. Yeah, look, 10 of Cups, full of love. And spiritually supported. Coming to harmony, happiness, again, celebration. Page of Swords. Some sort of truth, curiosity, energy, enthusiasm, ideas. Is somebody watching? Is somebody curious? They could be. Something in reverse. Ooh, justice in reverse. Dishonesty. See, dishonesty, lack of accountability. Three of Cups. It could be a whole fucking community, but friendship, community, celebration. And the Hierophant, religion. I told y'all, conforming and tradition. So something about the group and religion, it could be groupthink. And the World card is like cycling or the circle or some shit. Complete, the end of a journey, Five of Cups, completion, triumph. Is this, the religion is winning over them. Five of Cups. So we do see regret. King of Swords, fucking liar. And we know they're a liar because they're backed up with the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Right to the Ace of Swords. The Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, that's 18 motherfucking swords. Is that right? Wait, 9 and 9, that's 18. Yeah, we can count, we can math. We can math. This is 18, King of Swords. Honestly, we're not even going to count that. But even with the 18 and the King of Swords, that's 19 swords. That's Sun. Like, somebody is going to see this person's lies. 9, 8, and 1 is 18. Plus 1 more with the King. That's fucking 20 fucking swords. That's exposure. That's something. Somebody going to see something. I don't know if they come into an enlightenment or if karma is kicking somebody's ass, or is it pride? It could be pride. They could just he could be trapped in his head. Somebody could be trapped in their head. Hangman, and it's like caught up, overlooked. The Chariot. That's that energy. I know who I am. That's the Chariot. Two of Pentacles. That's balanced energy, straight up and down. Ace of Wands. Right? So you talking about being able to manifest using good balanced energy, Six of Cups. Look, I'm getting triumphant over the past, right? The Empress. That's this energy, the Empress. What? And the Magician. That's somebody that can manifest. And it's given, look, So it could be blowing somebody, man, the tower. 10 of Pentacles is coming in, right? So 10 Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles, 1 Ace, 2 Ace, and 10, that's 12 Pentacles. That's Hangman energy. Somebody could be scratching their head. It's definitely something with money. I don't know if it's an exchange of money, if it's a flow of energy or something. I don't know. Ace of Cups is giving spiritual favor is what I heard. Yeah, overflowing. Overflow. 4 of Pentacles. A controlled overflow. An overflow that's going to lead to... That's why you got to control your energy. Why we control our energy. 4 of Swords. Rest and meditation, King of Wands, so that we can, King of Wands, continue to move ourselves forward. So both of these spiritual attacks could be coming from the same direction. 3 of Wands, right? It's what somebody plans or projects, even for us. 8 of Wands. So they could be sending that magic out or that energy out. But if that's what it is only going to help and accelerate us, Knight of Cups. And we see the Knight of Cups because Spirit said Knight of Cups to the 8 of Pentacles to the Devil energy. We saw the Devil energy. Here's the Knight of Cups. We also saw the 8 of Pentacles very early. But it's given like some sort of soul contract. And then I'm getting working with or committed to a Devil energy. So somebody has a soul contract that is associated with this Emperor, which is being represented to me like my dad. So I don't know who it is, but it's somebody, right? It's Emperor. It could be their wife, because like I said, she's committed to him. It's other people that are connected to him for money, right? 9 of Wands, that would definitely like that energy is holding the line for him, or is a warrior for him. 9 of Wands is a warrior, resilient, somebody that's like full of courage and heart and like coming, with that energy. But it's coming with Page though. It's like, is it really energy? Like, what are you trying to do? But I don't know if it's energy against dreams, because the Page of Pentacles, this card says dreams, and we picked up somebody trying to attack you in your sleep. Page of Cups and Queen of Cups. Yeah, see, what are they offering? What is it? Is it spiritual energy? Is it coming against inspiration, creativity, what we're doing spiritually? 9 of Pentacles, the ability to sustain, to go forward. 9 of Cups, to meet the purpose, the promise. 7 of Wands, definitely protection, right? But I don't want to be defensive or resistant when it comes to connections, right? 8 of Pentacles, we do know how to work with a person, like to collaborate, to learn, go through apprenticeship, hone our skills, right? The Fool, we know how to take the appropriate risk. So if that is a part of it, because I know my dad, who's a narcissist, doesn't like the fact that I am, so strongly opinionated. Like I'm one of those people that would tell him to kiss my whole motherfucking ass and I could not give a shit. I can't even say nothing else, period. Like dot. So that irritates him. I don't give a fuck about talking back. He and I've been doing it for a very long time. He knows this about me. We just had this conversation, beloved. We like ever since we were young, like when we would catch the bus over my grandma's house, riding with the Spirit through the city of Detroit, 6 of Swords, taking that negative ass 5 of Swords energy over to my dad and letting his ass have that shit. Like, this shit belongs to fucking you. Do you know what we went through? Judgment. Do you know what the fuck we went through? Not even just at the hands of you, but because of you. You know what I'm saying? But shit, like the fact of his absence and what it meant to us at that time. But as I got older, I was a guest. I had the opportunity to be a guest on the podcast, and he comes through the live show sometimes. His name is DeMarcus Brewster. He's an author, an awesome person, and we talked about this as a podcast topic about when the absent father or absent parent, them being absent is actually a protection from the spirit, because who he was and what he was doing at the time, nobody needed to be around him. He was a horrible person. He was a tyrant. He was dangerous. He was violent. He was pedophilic. He was incredibly toxic. I can't even imagine how much more damage he would have caused me and my sister and my mother had she not got away from him. Had she chose not to go back to him. So I'm just grateful that we only had to experience him for the time that we did. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Right, so it's definitely something about the gift. Queen of Cups, again, Cancer energy, that is definitely us. And the being able to step in that energy of saying what needs to be said and just being unapologetic, it is what it is, because we never know what people will get out of these revelations. Five of Cups, regret. Like, people have to face the fact that they fucked shit up. You don't have to beat yourself up over it, but what you should do is turn around and face the spirit, pick those 2 cups up, and repent, 1, and then 2, recompense is the second one. See, people want to sit up there and go to the spirit and be like, oh, I held in repentance, I got my judgment, but in your judgment is usually some form of recompense. If the spirit give you a judgment, then you pay it, and it depends on what it is that they require you to do. And it's usually trying to make amends or something with the person that you harmed, or you have to sacrifice something because of the harm. And since he didn't, I just believe that the judgment in general was that he lost his children. He lost his seed. He lost his legacy. I wouldn't give a fuck what he poured into anybody else. His branch is fucking dead, period. His branch is dead. We are over here extending a whole different branch that can grow and be fruitful, but his shit is gonna die because it's not the man that passes down the lineage, it's the mother. So your line is dead, sir. Chariot. We are moving forward. The women. So like the daughters that you produce that will allow that energy to flow, that chromosomal information, we will pass it down to our children, and we will fucking weed your ass the fuck out. You need to go, Tower. You need to go. And that's the mission, to weed out that fucking toxic ass mantra. Emperor, to read out this toxic ass shit, toxic masculinity. We're not absorbing it as women, and we fight against it. The spirit fights against it. I know. See, King of Wands, that's that thing, magician, where that wand has been passed down to somebody else. 6 of Wands, victory. 9 of Cups is spiritual victory. It was a promise that was supposed to be kept, and we all get to choose. 2 of Pentacles, either this or that. And he chose where his loyalty was at. It was to his riches, to his ego. And that's where the way it always was, And he was given an opportunity to do right, and instead he chose his fucking money. King of Swords, in reverse. He chose his money, and he spoke on it, and he said it, and he said some shit that cannot be taken back. You talking about spell work? He told me his daughter was dead. The day my sister homecoming service, then he texted me and said he buried one daughter today and the other one is dead. So me living and him saying that, knowing that he's spiritually gifted off of his tongue, that's a curse. That's a spell that he tried to put on me. But I rebuke it. He holds no power over me. He holds no authority. He never did. He's not even respected. Spiritually respected? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's a fucking fallen emperor. Absolutely not. He is not respected in any fucking capacity. Try to speak death over me? Got to be out your fucking rabbit ass mind thinking that you could block And whoever is worrying, who is a warrior, a fighter for this person. That's why I was saying it's a thing for me to defend the household, the threshold. You would take the side of a man that would speak death upon his only other living child on the day that he buried his firstborn child, the one that he violated so treacherously. And he put his liquor store over her services. And you fucking called death on me. And you got a person that would sleep next to this man every motherfucking night that want to come to my house for what? For why? Why? Why would you ever? You a fucking warrior for this dude, and anybody else that stands with him. That's why I don't associate with them. I don't. I can't. It's toxic. Whole fucking group. Toxic. Which is why 4 coins, the spirit said, do not associate. Pull your energy back. And that came from the stars. That came from the spirit that told me what to do, beloved. Decision. And people have choices. What they sow into. What are they sowing into? Page of Cups. What are you putting out? It's giving spiritually guided, especially with the Page of Cups, because this is somebody that's an intuitive. You get messages. Are you listening to the spirit? See the Temperance Angel. Are you listening to the spirit? Are you the one that's called in your lineage to stand up and speak truth to power, despite whatever the fuck they would throw at you, because people just do not want to change? There is something about that toxicity, and it's giving me a glutton for money, and it is. I just stop at that. It's a glutton for money. It's a glutton for power. 9 of Cups. It's a fucking toxic ass, look, ball of confusion. Knight of Cups. Soul contracted. Yeah, 2 of Cups to do something. Probably would have been me and my dad. 8 of Wands, messages. And we talked about it. And I even spoke to him like, damn, it'd be so great. And we kind of kicked around the idea of doing something similar to what we're doing now with cards or nothing, but more just podcasting and spiritual conversations. Y'all know how it go. Tears of Wheat Tarot show. You show enough, never know what you're going to get. Right? We were supposed to talk about healing and restorative relationships and healing from the trauma, even what he did in terms of being pedophilic and what he experienced as a young person in terms of essaying in the family and generational curses. Even, I mean, so many different things that we talked about, that would change things for other people, but he chose something different. In the end, he chose his money and his fortune. He gets to celebrate it, though. Fortune, home, his house. I think that was a foolish way to go. 3 of Wands. That future planning. Because what happens in the future? Because, now he has no legacy. See, all of that shit ends with me. I'm the branch. Despite what he says, you know what I mean? So somebody might need to hear that. When you have to stand through that and fight back, especially the spirit is fighting with you and helping you to break something off the family, so that we can move in a direction, or your family can move in a direction that's healthy, that's sustainable. Repair is restorative. It's repairing, right? Judgment is resurrecting. It's restoring. It's repairing. But judgment will be there. It is. And look, for the shit, the backstabby fuckery. You know what I mean? The 3 of Swords, the heartache, the grief. I feel something right here. Hangman. It's like enlightenment. I'm hearing soon they will see. I don't know who will see what when, and I don't like, that look. Strength in reverse and Hermit. Hangman. I don't know if one person will see. It could be Spirit is giving me a yes. Maybe one person will change their outlook, their disposition. If that be a yes, then that's great. That means the testimony is successful. That's it. Which one? This one? Yeah, strength. If one person be strengthened by her testimony, a King of Cups energy, and, they can raise themselves up, resurrection, then that's the truth. By that testimony and that truth is more than worth it. It's more than worth it. King of Cups, you know, Pisces, Cancer. I can't even think of the other one. Right now, Scorpio. I couldn't even say Scorpio. Spirit said no. So they could be a Pisces. Somebody else could be a Pisces. You know. Shit. That's even my mom. My mom is a Pisces. Queen of Cups. Right again. Water sign. Cancer. Pisces. Not Scorpio. They keep saying that. But thank y'all so much for listening to the testimony. I pray that it helps somebody. You know, if there is love coming, that's great. You know, we continue to prepare for it. Balance out our energy. You know, continue to learn about self. I feel there's something, see lovers, you know, balancing out your energy, balancing out our energy, you know, continuing to tune our frequency towards peace. And that's a part of it. Like, as we testify and we transmute the energy through expressing, allowing our soul to express itself, then that's the thing to do, because it's going to help somebody else. Hopefully, the same way it helped me, it'll help you. You know, somebody got egg on their face, they challenged with something, I don't know. You know, we post our stuff on Facebook, so you never know how things come across a person. Someone's forgiving you. We give a spiritual release. And I did. You know, I forgive my dad because he is who he is. The Most High God made him in the way that he made him. And he made him in our lives for a reason. Do we understand all of the trauma? No. Like, I don't get why we had to go through it. I don't. But I understand in this day that I'm awake and we can testify, and that experience may help somebody else to understand that, like, don't put it past the person that you lay next to, and don't miss the red flags, right? Especially when it comes to children and their voices, because my shoulder just kind of dropped on that. Like, children, you know, need to understand that they can speak and to have a safe space. And don't dismiss the signs of a child just because they're like with dad or mom or anybody. Because it was so many people in our family, like, pedophilia was rampant. That was definitely a generational curse. It was like how Sophia was saying on The Color Purple, a girl child ain't safe in a house full of men. And that shit is just real. It's a lot of people that experience that. And my mother wanted to stop it because she experienced it in our family. My dad experienced it. And my mother always wanted to break the curse. It did not happen because she did not want to believe that my dad was pedophilic, right? And she didn't leave. She didn't, you know, not until things got bad where she had to really confront him about doing something that they went to therapy for, and he said it wasn't never going to happen again. And he didn't stop. He wasn't reformed, right? And so it came into this huge blow-up fight where I remember them in the basement fighting. I was sitting between my sister's legs. I was like 5, so she was like 10, right at this point. And I remember, you know, it going quiet, and it was eerie. And we just kind of talked about things going quiet, I think yesterday, January the 14th, 2026. Like, you have to go and check, like, dang, Spirit, like, why is it so quiet? What's that energy? Like, what is them kids doing? It's too quiet up there. Go check, right? So I went to go check because, you know, everything just got quiet. I got up and went and peeked, and I saw him, you know, with a revolver to my mom's head. I just knew it was a gun, you know, the ones like the cowboys used to carry. And I thought he was going to kill her. You know, I had never been so scared. Now, I remember going to sit in between my sister's legs, like, just crying. And people don't realize, like, the trauma that you experience from such a young age, and how those memories stick to you, how they affect you, and how they impact your choices. And needing to get therapy and to understand, like, how to work through that trauma and balance yourself out. How does it show up in codependency? How does it show up in people-pleasing habits? How does it show up in toxicity and addictions? How does it show up in your ability to hold your boundaries, your surety of self, and confidence, and even being calm energy? When you grow up in toxic environments like that, you don't understand what calmness and peace means. So to get to that point and to grow and leave testimony is everything. So don't discount it. So cold shoulder, right? definitely breakup. We have not spoken since my sister's funeral, and I haven't spoken to my aunt. I haven't spoken words to my auntie since they ghosted the party. Those was the last written words that I said, and that was all that I needed to say. I think I spoke to a person in the family since then from that group one time, and now it's just to reaffirm the boundary that I had nothing to say. The last time I said something was the last thing that I needed to say, and that was it. Caught, busted, detective work, secrets exposed, surprised, and shocked. So I don't know if people were shocked by that. I don't know why, because, I mean, I haven't shown myself to be anything different than who I am. But I am picking up on secrets exposed. What is it? Real connection, affection, and sparks flying. Feeling it again. And caught. So I don't know. Somebody could be in a third party situation. They may fuck around and get caught by dealing with somebody they shouldn't be dealing with because they could be reconciling with somebody else. You know. I don't know what that is. Conflict resolution. I hope it's all good. Like, I'm good. Positive outcome. I think that's good. You know. If anything, I'm building trust within myself that I would stand to my boundaries. It is what it is. But I hope nobody wants to come over and pop up to make resolution because we don't talk, because that would be sad. I wouldn't recommend. But nobody really knows where I live unless they're trying to figure it out. See that drive-by ass energy. I would recommend that they don't. Because, like, why? And stalking on social media, that's fine because all that does is just like, oh, and tarot readings. We are a tarot reader. Look at that. A tarot reader. So that's us. And could be stalking on social media. So if they watch your channel, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for supporting. I appreciate you so much. Lessons learned, right? It was tough growing up, but we learned the lessons. And hopefully it's more than enough for us to level up. You know, to reach that legacy. Break curses. Get good money. Money that got good spirit on it. Positive. Where it can last for generations. Like, change some shit. Do some real shit. And do some shit that's not going to kill the community. Like, we not going to be fucking ministering from the fucking liquor store. That shit is so damn distorted. Soul searching. Inner work. Right? But we not doing it from the goddamn liquor store. Hopefully y'all do it here at the Tears of We Tarot show. You sure enough never know what you're going to get. Coming clean. Raw emotions. We don't have a problem with testifying. Right? We don't have a problem with opening up. We don't have a problem with being truthful. And we don't have a problem with being raw. So what? Thank y'all so much for tapping in. Hopefully y'all got something out of these GPs because Spirit definitely said spotlight. Yeah, we received that. What? The spotlight, right? We see the High Priestess. We are a reader, channeled messenger, getting messages from the Spirit. We are a medium. We are more clearest than I can mention. We are a channeler of the Divine Spirit, the Alpha and the Omega. And she said she is cleansing her lineage. There's a new magician. Judgment has been called to the next now. This one's done. Ashe, beloved.